it would take to win the race. So
now,
I believe them.
Now, I know I've seen you in the Capitol before because you've been up here lobbying as the head of the DA's Association on things like Rockefeller drug law reform, etc. But how far north or west have you been in New York?
Well, I've been to Syracuse. Today we're going back to Syracuse. We're going to visit Rochester tomorrow and go to Buffalo tomorrow afternoon, and then come back again next week. So it's my first time hitting a lot of places that I had never been before. But the issue is the same for all New Yorkers. They're tired of our government, our state government. They're embarrassed by it. People can't pay their mortgages. People are losing their jobs. People are tired of paying high taxes. Those people in Watertown feel the same way as the people in Queens, New York, the same as people in Suffolk County. So what I'm going to tell the people of our state is that I am going to be able to do the reform that's necessary. I'm going to advocate to fight corruption in Albany so people could at least believe in their leaders again.
You've actually, Staten Island is probably the most Republican of the 5 boroughs in New York City.
Of the 5 boroughs, it is. It's still a Democratic borough, though.
Right.
It's about 5 or 6 to 3.
And you've done quite well there, even with that enrollment edge of the Democrats. Upstate New York traditionally was more of a GOP stronghold, but that's been changing slowly, and the bulk of the vote, of course, comes out of the cities, and the cities are Democrat-dominated. What are you going to say to voters for the first time when you meet them in Buffalo, Rochester, Utica, Watertown, etc., to distinguish yourself from these 5 candidates, Democrats on the other side, who have been running in the vein of Andrew Cuomo, who's also a Democrat? What are you going to say to them?
Well, you know, when I first ran, Liz, I got 53% of the vote my first time out. After having 4 years of accomplishments, I got 68% of the vote. I got Democratic votes, Republican votes, independent votes, conservative votes, and Staten Island is a Democratic borough. It's the most Republican of the 5 counties that make up New York City, but it's still a 5 or 6 to 3 disparity between Democrats and Republicans. I think people are forgetting about party anymore. I don't think the voters care about party anymore. They need to see some change happen so their lives are better. They need to see some change so they start believing in the people who they elected to lead them. You could disagree about issues, and I think people know that. My good friend Mayor Koch used to say, if you agree with me on 6 of 12 issues, vote for me. If you agree with me on 12 of 12 issues...
That's a famous Kochism, for sure.
Go see a psychiatrist. So I don't think the public's going to vote about party anymore. They're going to vote about leadership.
Well, you actually have been distancing yourself to some degree, or keeping your distance from the GOP, because I noticed yesterday State GOP Chairman Ed Cox was not standing at your side when you announced.
100%.
What's your relationship right now with the party, which is, with all due respect to the party, kind of in disarray, actually?
Well, you know, the executive director of the state party was there for my announcement, Tom Basile. The chairman was invited. He's a very, very busy man. He's got an entire state to run around. And my relationship with him is good. I mean, there was reports that we had some disagreements and stuff. The chairman and I get along very well, and we speak not on a regular basis, but when necessary. Many of the members of the Republican Party throughout the state I'm meeting for the first time. You know, I welcome their input. I welcome their advice. I also welcome anyone's advice and anyone's comments about our campaign and what they feel about us. Again, I don't think it's going to be about party, Liz. I don't think people are going to vote party any longer. They're going to vote for who they believe in.
Are you, have you met Bob Antonacci, the Onondaga County Controller?
I have. I met him last Friday. He seems like a very, very nice man. We spoke for a few minutes together. I wished him well. You know, this is America. Anyone who wants to run for public office ought to run. Teddy Roosevelt said it's the man in the arena, not the person on the sideline, the critic. So, you know, he ought to, if he believes that he can contribute and he wants to run, he ought to run. Well, I don't know what his intentions are. I don't want to speak for him.
No, he hasn't. I don't believe, at least, he's formally announced, although he has been making the rounds. So we will see you at the convention. It's going to be a very interesting convention, and enjoy your trip upstate. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again through here. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here.
Good to see you.